as we get set for Heat 5 of Round 2, the first meeting between these two competitors, the 11-time world champ Kelly Slater going up against the exciting young Australian rookie Ethan Ewing. And what a battle this will be. Kelly has never lost out in the second round. Ethan Ewing, he'll be tested by the conditions, but what a challenge this is coming up against Slater, and it's Kelly who's going to get things started here. Nice and early into that first hook. An explosive turn, tucks into the barrel. Coming off the back of one of his slower heats out here at Cloudbreak. Generally, he responds very well. And that's not going to be a bad opener. Let's see how Ethan responds. Driving into this first section, hits a wobble, and he gets out of there. So it'll be a throwaway number for the young Aussie.
Let's have another look. Kelly Slater not wanting to make the same mistakes. Starting this heat early, just jabs that board, finds that cover. Kelly's read out here at Cloudbreak is second to none. Spent so many hours out in this lineup. He looks out the back to see what Ethan Ewing has found himself. So Kelly Slater getting stuck in straight away.
5.17 for the four-time winner here. Ethan Ewing taking off on this one. Looks to drive around the barrel. He goes down. Hasn't been past the second round, so and we've got some sets approaching at the moment. Here we go, the 45-year-old. Launches off the bottom. A vertical approach. Clicking beautifully with that first section. Timing his run through to the inside. Again, climbs on top of the lip. Planning that turn. Tries to jam his board under the lip and comes undone. Ethan out the back. Wave selection just a little shaky at the moment. That's 3 throwaway scores. Beat him in that heat, and it was pretty small serve. All the other losses Kelly's had here in the event have been to goofy footers. So you'd back his chances against Ethan here.
Definitely, and you just see the way that he approaches the rail line on this wave. Just the lines he's drawing every turn. You know, you see that lateral just tic-tacking across the lip and finding those sections, and just the timing of the hits is so crucial. He never gets left behind. He uses that force when he comes down with the lip to really project himself out onto the open face. This floating maneuver here just so well placed. Sets him up to go under the hook lip, under the lip, but
and he really saved something special for the final. It started with this wave. He didn't come out of this one, but the images of that ride, they're legendary.
As we just look at the replay of Ethan Ewing, this is the 2.27, so big hook under the lip, but see that little bit of frustration pulling in. But
well, let's see what Ethan can do with this one. Nice little slice off the top to get started. Drawn out bottom turn again. Can't see too much potential down the line. He's going to kick out. Well, the world junior champ has work to do at the moment, and Kelly's going to try and make life even more difficult for him. Up once again, trying to get rid of a 5.17. Building speed. Tucks into a high tube there, but can't find an exit. We'll get back to that in a moment as we see Ethan Ewing taking off deep. And he's going to pull through the back once again. Here goes Slater now. On a good-looking wave. Gets slotted, finds the exit. More points in this ride down the line. He sticks with it. Bit of bump on the face to deal with here. Not an easy wave to read. But Kelly doing pretty well at the moment. So that'll get rid of the 5.17, you'd think. Amazing to think he's never finished outside the top 10.
watch this hold on this turn. I was interested to see the fin configuration as Kelly jumped on the ski, thinking to myself it looked like a quad setup, just the way that he was able to hold that rail and that line through those turns. There's a few people that really lean on the thrust that a quad can give you. One of them is Kelly Slater. I heard Julian Wilson talking yesterday about how much he enjoys riding the thruster setup out here at Cloudbreak. But Kelly finding some wall to work with, and that's the inside section where it gets so tricky, so shallow. You can almost see him like submerge on a coral head there, anticipating that whitewater and that duck dive. Oh man.
Everybody pays
Everyone.
a price. 5.67, adding some pressure here, putting him a little further ahead, but Ethan just having a shocker with his wave selection at the moment. He's had a number of rides. Here goes Slater again. All style as he drops into this one. Just taking a clean line through to the inside. And he's going to kick out of this one. So 1 minute and 30 seconds to go. Not a lot of time to turn a combination around, even if it's just a slight one. So much talent. And obviously a long career ahead of him. Let's see what he can do on this ride. Gets himself barreled. Still rolling through this one. It's a nice wave. And it holds open for the rookie. Slicing away now. And transitioning through to the inside for something solid on the end section. Throws everything at it. Doesn't quite stick it. Gets swatted down, and with 15 seconds to go, his run here in Fiji is going to come to an end.
That was a snapshot though. That was a glimpse of what he's capable of. Even going for it on that end section just shows us that he's not afraid to put it all on the line.
Digesting the loss as Kelly Slater takes a bit of a victory lap here. This might be one of the better ways of this heat, driving off the bottom. Big old hook off the top. Again, jamming this ride through to the inside. Has more to give. And gets sideswiped on the end section. But Slater keeps that record alive, has never lost out in the second round. He's on to round 3.